Hey, everybody. We're coming into a full moon tomorrow morning. This is a blue moon. It's the second full moon in Aquarius that we've had in the same month. So if you go back 30 days to the full moon that we had at 0 degrees, and then look at what is coming forward for you. There are a couple of things I want to talk about. First of all, this full moon we have on the 22nd. It's at the 29th degree. This is a degree that feels kind of like we're at the top of a diving board, and we're thinking about diving, but we're already going over the edge. So we're already going over the edge. So when we look at the things that you've been building, the things you've been working on, the things that have been rattling around in your mind. Aquarius is a very mental sign. It's always trying to be strategic, and it's trying to analyze all of the data. Think about how much progress you've made in the past month. There's a part of you that may have felt like you've been spinning your wheels, like things have not been going forward, you haven't been accomplishing anything. But I think when we have 2 full moons in the same sign, what we've been doing is we've been working on something in a very intensified way. And so I want you to think of what part of your life you've been really, hacking away at. What have you been really working on now coming to fruition? So think of that. This full moon is very close to Jupiter. And I always describe Jupiter as sort of like this hot air balloon that's lifting our energy and expanding us. And so there's something that's saying yes to whatever's coming to culmination for you right now. Now, I want to say that I feel like this was a really kind of a jarring, strange month. And especially a couple of days ago when Uranus went retrograde. Uranus's job is to trigger us into change and to trigger us to free ourselves from places where we've been stagnant and stuck. And it does this in an uncomfortable way. It's kind of like a cattle prod. It gives us this little shock and this zing in the area of life where we have Uranus. And whenever a planet is going retrograde, we are recovering something. So, when the planets are moving forward and they're direct, we're expanding, we're moving outward. And when they go retrograde, we're recovering opportunities that we were going too quickly before to see. I feel that this is a very, very productive time with this full moon. And there's some messages here about keep going, keep thinking a little bit outside the box in the ways that you've been wanting to. That's the Uranus reminding you that you don't want your life to be exactly the way it was 6 months ago, 2 years ago. You are on a mission. There's a mission that you are trying to accomplish that is taking some time. And don't get discouraged, especially this past week. I think the energy it was very discouraging for people. I just the people that I had conversations with felt low and felt like there's this oppression that we're feeling. Everyone is feeling like they don't have the freedom to do what they want to do with their lives because the world is sort of a moving target right now. We don't know what we're looking at. We don't know how things are playing out. So there's a lot of uncertainty in the world and we're feeling it. And so don't let that stop you from receiving what you want to receive right now. And remember that we receive that first as sort of like a architectural blueprint in our awareness. And we've been making a lot of changes. I mean, there are a lot of changes that are in process right now. Okay, I got interrupted in the middle of the video, so I'm back. And there are a couple of other things I wanted to say. So Aquarius is the visionary. Aquarius is the revolutionary. And so wherever Aquarius is in your chart, that's where you are having a moment of harvest with something that's a vision for you. And because Aquarius sort of marches to their own drummer, that's kind of how we think of Aquarius. It may be something that's for the collective, but outside of convention. And that's a really important part of this full moon, especially with the 29 degrees and that feeling of, 29 degrees feels like a crisis, especially with going back over material that we've been working on. This is an opportunity for you to feel some kind of a breakthrough, especially with Jupiter there. It's really a breakthrough for your vision. It's a breakthrough in having a stronger vision for your life or for this part of your life or whatever you've been working on for the past month. So Aquarius is highly telepathic. It's the sign that we think of as downloading new information, things that haven't been seen before in the world. So you may have access right now to insights that are not very conventional. And that's part of your individualized journey that may benefit the collective in some way. So these are just some additional thoughts that I wanted to plug in to talk about this second full moon in Aquarius. It's definitely been a very intense month. And so be sure to take care of yourself. The emotional body always has the most reaction to things that are causing us to grow and change. And that's always the caution with a full moon, is just sort of gently hold that part of yourself that feels like you're having overreaction or whatever it is. There's a lot of overreaction in the air right now. And it just has to do that with everybody being stretched to their limit for growing, for changing, for increasing the tolerance in the world, and viewing our brothers and sisters with compassion. And this full moon is like a boost. It's giving us a boost and a yes toward everything that we've been working on for the past month. So it's all moving toward a higher good for each of us, even if there are problems to be solved, even if there are conflicts and things that are difficult to resolve in any immediate way. This is keeping your eyes on the prize, whatever that is for you. And keep in mind that can also be a state of being. It can be how you want to feel. Because as there's external chaos in the world, we always have to keep in mind our inner vision for our lives. And we are on an evolutionary journey, and the planets help us with this. So happy full moon. Let me know how you're doing, and I will see you next time.